Greetings and welcome to another video. It's Tuesday, 19th of July 2022, and here I am in Telford Town Park, melting in today's weather, basically. Now, I've just made a previous video talking about a book and a science fiction short story I'm planning to read this afternoon. But while I'm at it, and well, before I start reading that book, I thought I'd take the time to talk about another book which I found in my pocket, well, down the back of a sofa more like, at the same time as the other book. Now, for point of reference, the other book I was talking about in my previous video is this one, In the Footsteps of the Abominable Snowman by Joseph Nesvadba of the former Czechoslovakia. It's a good collection of science fiction short stories, basically, and I've already talked about this book in my previous video. I'm reading it now because, well, I found it down the back of a sofa under a pile of stuff I had lying around, and I thought, okay, pick up and read it. And as I said in my previous video, it's been a fantastic read so far. I've enjoyed it, it's been good. However, at the bottom of the same pile of random nonsense I've got lying around where I live, I found this other book. This one here, Beyond the Time Barrier. And this one's by Andrew Tomas, who apparently, according to this, has written another book called We Are Not the First. And I remember buying this book. It was at Belmont Hall down in Wellington. It was a few years ago now, but I remember it was a summer's day. I had the day off from whatever I was doing at the time, and Belmont Hall in Wellington were doing a car boot sale, if you will, a bric-a-brac, yeah, that's right. I'm getting tongue twisted all day. Sorry about that. It was a bric-a-brac sale. It's like a car boot sale, basically, but inside a building instead of literally out of the car boots of various vendors in a field. But anyway, bric-a-brac sale. Finally said it right. Anyway, saw this book on sale, and it was advertised. It cost like 30p, 30 pence. Turned out the guy selling this book was selling it for about £2, in fact. But £2 for a book is still a good deal in my opinion. £2. Anyway, just like with the previous book I've talked about today, I never heard of Andrew Tomas. I never knew anything about him until I saw this book and purchased this book. And the subject looked interesting, to be honest here. And I'll read you what it says on the back. In his new book, the author of We Are Not the First and Atlantis, Atlantis, there you go. Anyway, turns his attention, the author of, Andrew Tomas here, turns his attention to the nature and enigmas of time. Time, he argues, is not an abstraction. Yesterday and tomorrow are as real as today. To illustrate his thesis, he quotes a number of temporal anomalies and poses some highly provocative questions. Is it true that astronauts in an interstellar rocket will travel straight into the future? How is it that when an empty parking lot was photographed with a special infrared camera, the developed film showed cars which had been there before, thus taking a photo of the past? Did ancient Egyptian sages leave a coded forecast of all future events from 100 BC to 2100 AD. How in modern times have prophets from Nostradamus to Jean Dixon predicted future events with such uncanny accuracy? Can the time barrier be broken? Is time television a scientific possibility? These and many other equally fascinating problems are answered in this book, written on that thin borderline which separates science from science fiction, fact from fantasy. Okay. Sounds interesting. I mean, obviously I've not got round to reading this book yet, but even though I've had it for a few years now, the contents, it sounds crazy. It sounds like pseudoscience. It sounds like weird, interesting stuff. I'm going to read the book, of course. I'm going to read it. Chances are I'm not going to agree with most of the stuff written in this book. Yeah, chances are I'm not going to agree with most of everything written in this book, and you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm still going to find it an interesting book. It's going to be worth reading. Now, about the author, however, Andrew Tomas, born in St Petersburg in 1913, and now an Australian citizen, has spent most of his life travelling extensively throughout the world. He is the author of the best-selling books on the riddles of ancient science, We Are Not the First, and Atlantis from Legend to Discovery. Now, this guy, obviously, as I just said, wrote a book about Atlantis. Me personally, I don't believe the majority of ideas about Atlantis. I just don't. But at the same time, I enjoy learning about those ideas about Atlantis anyway. So they make interesting books and TV documentaries sometimes. And it looks like this particular book, Beyond the Time Barrier, was first published in 1974. So that'll be interesting to go through what people thought about this particular subject about time, or at least this guy did back in 1974. I don't know if Andrew Tomas is still alive, and I don't know if his ideas today are the same as explained in this book, or if they've changed, and if they have changed, to what extent they've changed, I don't know. But at the very least, this book looks interesting. I don't yet know when I'm going to get round to reading it, but I'm going to make an effort starting to read it in the next few days, in the next week or two, definitely, that's for sure. And when the weather is as hot and as melting as it is right now, it'll make a refreshing change just to sit down, relax, and just, well, do my best to enjoy the nice weather despite how crazy hot it is. As I said in my previous video today, I've got a whole bunch of books at home from various kinds of bookshops, from Waterstones to various... There's a duck there. A geese behind me. Yeah, from Waterstones to second-hand bookshops, books I've purchased myself, and presents given to me from friends and family for Christmas or birthday. It's been a while since I sat down properly to read any of these, and I used to love reading quite a lot, so it's a habit I've got to get back into again. I look forward to that. I'm surrounded by geese. Yeah, anyway, with that in mind, I thought I'd take the time just to talk about this one book that I'm planning to read in the next few days or so. And just a question to the audience. When it comes to books like these two, Have you ever read stuff like this? And if so, do you have a particular favourite treasure from second-hand bookshops, or from car boot sales, or bric-a-brac sales? Yeah, or jumble sales. That's a better word. I should have said that earlier. Jumble sales. Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend going to jumble sales, bric-a-brac sales, second-hand bookshops especially, because if you enjoy reading, it doesn't matter how often you read or how little you read, whether it be a book once every month or two, or if you've got a new book in your hand nearly every day. Either way, in my experience at least, bric-a-brac sale shops, car boot sales, second-hand bookshops, some fantastic gems can be found in such places. So, but that's just my experience at least. That's just my opinion. But if anyone watching this video has had similar experiences, it'd be good to hear about it in the comments section below this video. Yeah, I'd enjoy hearing some of other people's experiences. Do you have a favourite book, collection of short stories? By all means, if you want, by all means, talk about it. It'd be good. On that note, I'm going to finish this video here. Thank you everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves, be safe, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take care and goodbye.